What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. I got back from Raw Nationals this past Saturday, and I was like, you know what, why not give a breakdown of what my thoughts were about watching the 83s, 93s, and basically the 2025 PA Nationals. But we got a bench, and I'll be talking to you guys throughout that session. Man, I think I left my in-ear beats somewhere in Atlanta. I don't know, like, I looked in my bag, I couldn't find them, so I had to revert back to my AirPod Maxes, and these suck. I ain't gonna lie to you, I never wear my AirPod Maxes because they just always fall off my head. I mean, I don't know if it's like I got a bald head or what, but it's just not a tight thing, and it just looks goofy. But today we're supposed to work up to a 435-pound single, which means like anywhere from I think the range was like, I want to say like 180 to 195. I thought it was 180. 180 would be crazy, but it's like basically like the top end for today's range is going to be 195, which equates to 435 pounds. So that's going to be the target for today's session. Obviously, if I don't feel good, I'm at the lower end, but who really hits the lower end when they don't feel good? Yo, this is funny because I'm listening to the Drake leaks right now, Cheerios and XL, and it's like when I take my headphones off to talk to you guys, I hear this like on aux, and I'm like, bro, what am I listening to? But first of all, I want to talk about just the production value of PA Nats. It's really cool to see lifters take it upon themselves to dress up for weigh-in photos because now they're paying attention to y'all when y'all pull up. So when they arrive at the venue, they have like a whole photo spread of the 83s, 93s, all the lifters, and you can tell like people are wearing shit in order to like take that, you know, energy of like that tunnel walk in with the NBA and the NFL. And I think it's dope, you know what I'm saying? I'm a big proponent of that. I've always pushed dressing and having a fit ready for meet day, and it's cool to see lifters pull up like that, and then also the Federation acknowledge that and push that out as well. Video-wise, the videos have been great. Like I've mentioned a couple of stuff, like I think it's Top Set Media. They did a really good job along with White Lights Media, just creating a great production value when it comes to showcasing the lifts. And I think these are all very, very important things whenever it comes to marketing something like powerlifting, because it is only squat, bench, and deadlift. So you gotta make sure that visuals are taken care of and the details are hyper emphasized in order to promote to masses that maybe don't know about powerlifting and are thinking about joining powerlifting as well. God, man, I got pissed off on that last set just because like when I'm trying to set up, I think it's just shirt. Maybe my shirt's like just a little bit too loose. I might have to take it off just to make sure that I'm getting stuck in position on the bench press. And then my headphones keep sliding, and it's like little things that I'm thinking about as I'm like trying to bench press, and it's throwing off like my groove and technique and all that shit. So if I take my shirt off, it's not because I'm trying to show off. I'm just like literally trying to stay as stuck as possible to the bench. But another thing to mention with Raw Nationals and just PA Nationals, I think it's PA Nationals now instead of Raw Nationals because it's not USAPL anymore. I don't know like how this works with the meet directors and the federation and how much it costs, but I really, really want to encourage everyone in the higher ups, or everyone that's like in the higher, like, you know, echelon of the federation to try to have these meets in big ass cities. And I know it does cost a lot whenever you're going to like an Atlanta, a Vegas, or any of that kind of stuff to have these meets. But I think it's really important to highlight those big cities, because the bigger the city that you guys have these meets at, the more people that are actually able to come and are willing to come. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I think the best nationals that I ever competed at was maybe a tie between Orlando and Vegas because of the amount of people that are able to show up. Vegas is a location, and I don't know why people don't like Vegas. I've seen a lot of powerlifters talk about how they hated it being in Vegas, but it's a major city, and it doesn't take a lot of convincing for my friends and family to pull up and watch me because there's a lot more things to do other than go to a powerlifting meet inside of Vegas. But outside of Vegas, I mean, you have like big cities like, you know, if you wanted to do it out in Austin, I think that's a good city, or Houston, or, you know, Miami. I think we need to move away from doing these smaller cities that no one knows about. It's like, You know, we had nationals last year in Reno. Like, bro, like, why? You know what I'm saying? And I understand like money sometimes plays a big factor in that. But if there's an opportunity to have in these bigger locations and these bigger cities, I'll try to push for that. Me pulling up to Atlanta, honestly, the only reason why I put up, well, not the only reason why, but the biggest reason why I pulled up, this was in Atlanta. Like, Atlanta's a huge city down in the South, and of course I want to pull up to that. So I really want to encourage and just see like, how do we make it and keep it in these big cities? Because the little cities, that don't be it, in my personal opinion. I don't know what's going on. Technique don't feel good though. It don't feel like sharp. So, I mean, I'm gonna keep rolling with it. I feel strong, but every time I do it, I just feel sloppy, like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not gonna be breaking down every single weight class because, to be honest with you, I don't be caring about every single weight class like that. Some things are only interesting when there's like drama to it, when there's a storyline to it. And some weight classes is just kind of like, all right, this person won again, or all right, this person, you know, came through or whatever. I'm gonna keep it hyper specific to the classes that I personally cared about. Don't forget about it. All right, sure how to come up for this one. Oh my word. Sure how to come up for this one. So we have 419 pounds on the bar right now. That's gonna be about within like the middle of the range what I have for today's session. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if this don't feel good, I'm probably just gonna keep it right there. But I do like that is it 4? Yeah, it's gonna be a 430. Actually, it's 430 single, so 195. I think it's actually 429, so it's gonna be like about 430 single. If this don't move good enough, then I'm just gonna call it. It's all good. I feel like a little bit rusty, but I'm gonna try to lock it with technique. But getting back to the weight classes that I cared about, obviously, you know, you had the 83s and the 93s, and that was, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was pretty much it. I think that's where most of the meat was when it came to like the battles. So the 83s, obviously, there's 3 top 83s that were competing in this particular meet. You had Taylor Atwood that moved up from 74 kg to the 83 kg weight class. He is a GOAT level powerlifter. When I mean GOAT level, he has an extensive resume in the 74s. This is a man that has won IPF Worlds like 4 times, I believe. And then on top of that, has had like 5 or 6, I don't know how many national titles he has, but he has a lot. And then you have Delaney Wallace, who's the 2-time world champion powerlifter, as well as a 2-time national champion powerlifter. And then you have Joe Bornstein, the new gun coming into the scene that is very, very young, but has extreme promise in the weight class. Now, the weight class that, you know, I'm basically on my way out of, and I was like, I want to see who's going to come out on top. I think for me, it was really important for me to be there because I remember when I came in 2017, John Hackett just left. He started doing untested powerlifting, and he was there front row center as I was breaking the national squat record. And he kind of like, not christened me or like gave me the torch, but it was kind of like, hey, I was the last person to do it. I was the last person to kind of like bring this weight class up, and I want to see who's going to take up that mantle. And he watched me do that, and I just wanted to make sure that I was there to see whoever was going to win do that same thing. But before I get too much into the details, let me knock down this 418 or 419 and see what we're looking for today's session. I like when new music comes out because I'll spam it for like the next like 2 days. So once again, I listened to the Drake Leaks Cheerios and the one with him featuring 21 Savage, XL. So now getting into the actual matchup of the 83s, like I said, I was really excited to watch those 3 83s go at it. There are some other like people that have made like tremendous gains as well. You had Angelo Fortino, and then Sean Noriega has been kind of able to find his groove a little bit more in the 83 kg weight class. But those 3 were the ones I was really excited to see. Now, Joe has put up obviously we've seen amazing totals inside of the gym, and he made some noise last year, totaling 861 or 5, I think it was 5, I think 865 after I told him my 860. And you know, people started propping him up, and he propped himself up as the new guy to kind of take over the weight class. And then obviously you had Delaney and then Taylor coming as a 74 up to the 83s. I actually, and a lot of people like had Taylor like washed or whatever. I'm not sure where that comes from. Like when you deal with injury, you're not gonna look like yourself. But Taylor did a meet at 838, I believe, or 840 or 830, something around that range, a couple of months ago, and I was like, yeah, he back. He looked good, man. And just like knowing and going back with him in the DMs, I was able to tell. I'm like, yo, no, this guy's gonna have a next kind of like breath of fresh air into his career. Like the 74s, he built an all-time resume in that, and I think in the 83s, he's gonna have a really good shot of just kind of like being able to possibly be a world champion once again, or even a national champion, given, you know, him bulking up into a new weight class and experience those like newbie gains. So when I watched the meet, obviously, I had Joe, like before, my predictions was Joe going 900. Like I honestly expected not too much less of him. Like, you know, I think bottom end 880, 885, and then top end 900, which he was able to accomplish. I actually had Taylor around 880, and I had Delaney around that 870, 875 range. And I knew that, you know, this came down to execution. If any of those guys started missing lifts, it would start getting really, really interesting. And that's typically what happens at top level meets like this. Like, everyone is capable. It just depends on who actually shows up on meet day and does what they know they're supposed to do and knows what they're able to do. Obviously, Joe showed up and did his thing and won the weight class and hit 900 kg. And I could tell, like, I needed to show up for this meet to be able to look motherfuckers in their eyes whenever it was like go time. And I was looking at Joe pre-session, during the session, and after the session. It seemed like there was no doubt in his mind about what was going to happen. And it wasn't this loud, brash confidence. It was more so like, bro, I'm gonna do this. And he wasn't rattled by the moment. I've been in the back room of so many people, or so many different meets, and watching so many people just get rattled. They look uncomfortable, they look nervous, and that takes them completely out of the meet and doesn't even give themselves the opportunity to win. I could look at motherfucker and see like, oh, this is a winner right here. And then I could also look at another person and be like, he ain't got it. He ain't got it. And there's a couple people that I saw in the back room, not necessarily the 83s, but there was a couple lifters where I'm like, nah, not even no disrespect. I'm like, you're not even here for real. Like, you're in some other different universe. And I could tell that Joe was very, very present in the moment. Taylor was very present in the moment. Delaney was very present in the moment. Those are like high-level lifters that I observed like right then and there that I knew. I was like, okay, it's go time for them. But once again, it just came down to execution. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt this yap session real quick. So we do have 430 pounds on the bar. That 418 actually moved really easy. So I was like, hold on now. Okay, let's jump up to the top end that we know we're supposed to hit. This is week 2 of a new block. Let's bust it down real quick. And then I'm gonna get back to what the meet meant for me, what I was able to watch, and then seeing, you know, some of the stuff that I was looking forward to see. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I had to settle in a little bit. I don't know. That's why I don't like traveling too much, bro. You gotta like readjust when you get back to start training. And I'm like, ugh, like, took me a little minute, but 430 was all right. You know what I'm saying? 195 was all right, not too bad. But getting back to the meet, let me send the same back in. But getting back to the meet, it's always fun to watch high-level competitors. It's not very often where I leave a meet seeing a lifter where I'm like, oh yeah, that guy got it. Like, I don't watch too many meets and I'm like, oh yeah, that person is on my level, or like maybe I need to work harder or whatever. And I left this meet thinking, I'm like, I gotta work harder. And I like that, you know what I'm saying? I've been lifting for a very, very long time. I've been in this game for a very, very long time. And I live for moments that make me feel alive. Like, I didn't have FOMO, like I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything, but at the same time too, I'm like, cool, I got a target and a goal to work towards, versus just kind of like coming in here and lifting. And I'm always trying to push myself, but this is just another reason to push myself. So hitting Joe, or seeing Joe hit 900, the first 83 to ever do that is crazy. I mean, like, I remember back in 2019, I came in and I was able to beat one of the GOATs, Brett Gibbs, hitting 833. And that was like monumental back then at the time. Now the total is all the way up to like, you know, if you're not hitting 885, if you're not like within that range, bro, it's tough for people to look at you and take you seriously because there's a motherfucker hitting 900. And I say all that to say, it's like, I think I'm capable of hitting 900. I didn't look at that and be like, ooh, shit, like, this is something I can't do in this weight class. But at the same time, too, I'm like, yo, if I wanted to, I think like strength levels, I could do that, but execution-wise, I need to do that, if that makes sense. Like, I think I'm capable, it's just about actually going out there and doing it. But man, like, just seeing special lifters come in and do shit is just so motivating to me. Cause I look at things like, oh, if he could do that, then I could do this. I don't think like, oh, he did that, so I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always think about, if this person is able to do that, I know I'm able to do something stupid. So, man, it was just motivating as fuck. And the 83s was just like a delight to watch. Like, even during the bench part of the session, it was still lit. Cause I'm like, these motherfuckers are busting down 216, 218, like back to back. I'm doing the calculation on my math. I said, God damn, that's like 480. How the fuck are these motherfuckers damn near doing 480? Like, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? So that's like one of the things too. And then also too, yo, they need a fucking ban sumo, bro. Everyone's pulling damn near over 8. And I'm like, damn, I'm sitting over here with my cute little 7, like damn near like 750, 760. They need a ban sumo. I'm joking, obviously, but shit, that makes me super fucking lit and excited to get back to training. Like I wanted to get back into the gym today, and I was like, yo, I know people were hitting me during the session like, yo, you need to get on your shit. And I'm like, trust, I'm gonna get on my shit. Like fam hit me talking about, we got work to do. And I'm like, say less. You know who you talking to? You know who you talking to? But I left the meet feeling like very, very motivated, very reassured. Once again, I was super happy to see Taylor do his thing. I was super happy to see Delaney do his thing. And obviously Joe's new on the block, but I'm super happy to see him do his thing and see what he's gonna do at Worlds against like Ade and Jurens and the other great 83s. Cause we just the 83s in America. There's some other solid 83s across the pond. So I'm excited to see them get it in. But let me see what I got down for back down sets, because we do have a hefty, not too hefty, but we do have back down sets. And then I'm gonna get into the 93s and then maybe like another lifter that I was excited to see. And then outside of that, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for my review of the PA Nationals. Okay, so we got a 3x8. 3x8. All right, that was a pretty good set. That was a pretty good set. I ain't mad at it. 331. Quick little bust down. I hope it was 8 reps though, because typically when it gets past 6, I tend to lose count very easily. I'll go back and watch the footage after. But getting back to some of the special lifters, or going back to the 93s, you know, we had Keiko. I'll be fucking up bruh's name. I'm sorry, John. But you know, we have Big Dog, homeboy, coming to the 93s, coming back after a hiatus, and I think a lot of people were just excited. I mean, we had Son Goku making his return back from the underworld. Is it the underworld? I don't know. He came back to life. You know when Goku be dying, he got the halo, and he comes back to life, and he's like trying to, you know, fight and shit. Basically, that's the story of John. So we were watching him get back to form. I mean, to me, I didn't think it was like a. I didn't think it would be like a crazy battle. I always thought that in regards to the 93s, John has always been the best. It's just whether or not he's gonna compete. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him to show up and compete and then come back to form, and he hit 919 and a half or something like that on his return first meet back. I mean, that's great. And he did all that with squat not looking too sharp. Like I think he squatted 300 or like either like 661 or 683, something like that. And like, you know, if he gets his squat to like 700, it's gonna be really difficult to like really surpass him in the 93s. And I thought that was really cool to watch. He was pretty much one of the only other lifters I was looking forward to watch. You obviously have Rondel. Rondel was coming. I don't know what's going on with his situation with his federation, but he's been like a banned lifter. And we discussed something that I think would benefit him a lot if he would just lean into that more. But he had a pretty good meet. honestly, it's hard for me to like understand what the heavyweights be doing. Like 120s and up, it's a little bit difficult for me to understand. But I do know that Rondel is one of the heaviest, most impressive lifters in the world, like point blank period. Don't matter what weight class he's in, what he does is special every time he shows out. So it was cool to just see him like actually compete on wax to a certain degree, like show up to a meet and actually do something with people watching. So that was dope. And then we had like this new guy in the is it the 120s? What weight class was it? I think it's 120s, 105s. I forgot, but basically I think he surpassed what Ashton has done, which has allowed him to get an invite to Worlds, which is crazy. If you're able to do anything, you know, kind of beating out what Ashton has put up. I know Ashton has been dealing with some injuries here and there, but regardless, like that's a lifter that I've been, you know, kind of watching since like my career, because he's been around since I've been around, and like just watching someone come within range or beating exactly what he's doing is insane. Shout out, I'm sorry, I don't know his actual name. I think it's like I don't want to say it's Mr. Dumb Thick on IG or something. These guys be having crazy IG handles, but you know, shout out to that dude. He did amazing and he did phenomenal. And then another lifter that I want to mention is Meg Scallion. Meg, man, fuck. I'm shouting her out because she's done so many meets in the past 6 months. And I know she's probably talked on some podcasts here and there talking about she's a big proponent of doing a lot of meets. I don't know how the fuck she does it. That's another great lifter where she's always constantly doing meets and having high output. So she was able to secure her spot going back to IPF Worlds, I believe, going to Germany. And this is like the 3rd or 4th meet that I've seen her do since Christmas. I don't know how the fuck she does it, because she has IPF Worlds in the next like 10 to 8 weeks, and it's like, bro, you finna go to Germany, compete again, and she might take it all again. So I mean, shit, that's crazy and special. But yeah, for the most part, those are the main lifters that I was like looking forward to watch. And I have another take to give you guys as well, but let's get this next set out of the way. I'm gonna put Exhale by Drake and 21 Savage on, and knock down another set of 8. We grooving today. So another thing that I like obviously am thankful for is the amount of people that pulled up on me and told me like, yo, you got me into powerlifting. I just feel like this past year, or like just the beginning part of this year, I've been experiencing a lot more people telling me that. And it's like, I think it's more so because I've been outside a little bit more often. I really don't like going to events or any of that kind of stuff because I'm so focused and dedicated to the work. So obviously I kicked the year off with Sheffield, and having the people from around the world like tell me that I brought them into powerlifting and they watch my YouTube channel. It's helped them kind of like become like a casual lifter, more into a powerlifter, has been really surreal. And I've been getting that for years, but at the same time too, sometimes I've just been in my bubble working and grinding that I forget that the content that I put out resonates and reaches a lot of people, and I'm forever grateful for that. And then to follow that up with being in New York for the grand opening of for the re-grand opening of Mount Vernon Barbell was crazy, because once again I got that same like type of like adulation and love and respect, and that's always refreshing. Then fast forward to now to Raw Nationals or PA Nationals, like pulling up and meeting a lot of you guys. It's making me feel old as shit, talking about like, yo, I used to watch you in high school and you got me into powerlifting and now I'm here. And then even hearing Joe and his handle, I'm not sure, I think his name is Luke. I hope it's Luke. The dude with the glasses that was behind him and kind of like handling him for the meet. You know, they both kind of like said like, yo man, like we watch your YouTube channel and we respect what you do and shit. And to me, that's like dope, because now he's here, like taking up the mantle, and I'm like, fuck man, that's what this shit is all about. And it feels really good knowing that I'm helping to usher in a new generation of lifters that take this shit fucking serious and they're actually nice with it. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that showed love at Nationals. I really do take to heart all the conversations I have with people. And I'm not sure if people notice that, like, I really take time to have genuine conversation, because I want to remember faces. I want to remember stories, because I know that sometime down the road that some of you motherfuckers are going to be special. And some of you motherfuckers watching right now are going to be great. And I want you guys to understand that and truly embody that when you're watching my shit, because there's people that I used to watch and support and follow and be inspired by, And now I'm giving that back to y'all. And like I was able to meet some of these people and be like, yo, I used to watch your shit. And it's kind of like giving me that battery to do what I'm doing now. And I know that I'm doing that for others, and I'm just thankful. And like I said, bro, if you ever see me in public or whatever, please take time out to say what's up, bro. Like there's that classic meme with the video. It's like I'll clip the meme.
It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love, nigga.
But basically, like I really do appreciate that, and I do love it because, like I said, like that does mean a lot to me, and I want to know the faces and the type of people that do watch my content, and hopefully I can instill some type of knowledge in y'all to like now push forward and get whatever the fuck y'all want to get, whether it's lifting, whether it's motivation to excel in whatever fucking job that you guys are at. I really take that to heart, and it really does mean a lot to me. Best said, best said. Corner shit and cheer, we go. We finito. We done. That was a good session. Not too bad. Not too bad. So this is week 2, day number 1. I like that. I like that. But man, shout out to the Flexx team. It's super dope to see and be on a team where it's like we don't really fucking miss. We don't miss year after year. I say we. I mean, like I'm part of the team, but I say we like I'm like a coach for real. But you know, I'm just always so proud of the amount of national lifters and high-level lifters we're able to put out on a yearly basis. I keep saying we, that Joey is able to put out on a yearly basis, and knowing that he's the best coach and he's the best handler, he's the best strategist. Like his praises can't be sung enough, and I wish sometimes he's so like about business and like not really like talking about other shit. But it's like, I want to give him his just due and his credit because, you know, being on his team and being able to talk with him and see how he sees the playing field, and he's always thinking like 3 steps ahead. He understands the psychology of his lifters and other lifters, and knowing when to push, when to pull back, when to make someone execute, and then when to also fall back and see if the other side's gonna execute. He does it flawlessly and with confidence, and it's cool to see it happen year after year, meet after meet. And it's like, oh, he's really like that. And whenever you have a coach like that, it gives you the confidence to just know that, hey man, let bro call everything, let bro see the playing field. I know he's gonna put me and his lifters in the best possible position to come out on top. So overall, man, like, bro, this Nationals experience is dope. This is probably one of the better Nationals that I've probably seen. Unfortunately, I wasn't a part of it because I just can't. I'm sorry, bro, I can't make that turnaround time between Sheffield and Nationals to compete at my highest level. So it is what it is. Shout out to Joe Bornstein, shout out to Keiko, excuse me, shout out to Rondel, and then homeboy out. I wish I knew your name, but hold on, let me do you justice, bro. Let me look at this shit right now. I don't want to disrespect you, man, because Joey was showing love. So let me see. Here we go. Anthony McNaughton. I think that's his name, Anthony McNaughton. Shout out to Anthony McNaughton. You went crazy. You went crazy. That's his name. Anthony. It looks like this. Anthony McNaughton. Boom. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I'm done with the bench portion of my workout. I'm gonna jump into a bodybuilding portion. I just wanted to make a quick video about my thoughts. Oh, and I got to commentate. That was dope too. Let me know how y'all thought about my commentating abilities if you guys were watching that particular session. It was the 83s during the bench session. I think I did pretty good. You know, I was talking in circles a little bit, trying to like give a feel and give that professional, you know, vibe to it. I know my mic was a little low at the beginning, but hopefully it was corrected during the middle of the session or something like that. But let me know if you guys were fucking with that. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts about Nationals. Shout out to PA Nationals, shout out to SPD, shout out to the Six Pack, Ryan Lapidat, King of the Lifts, Amelia, everybody for making it a very, very professional looking and feeling Nationals. It was amazing. And then shout out to DNA Strength, dope gym out in Atlanta. But that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Just wanted to bang a quick one out, let you guys know my thoughts about it. But I'm gonna get back to work and do the bodybuilding portion of my video, get some quick flicks out, and focus for the rest of the session. So like always, if you guys like today's video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get better today. I'm out.
Hey, scratched out the cereal, we call that shit a Cheerio. And then they taking clothes off and bleaching that